Hey guys, welcome back to Yankee Valley Outdoors. And in today's video, I would like to talk about how we can save the American chestnut tree and the way to go about it. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard the term natural resistance. Now let me explain natural resistance for you. Natural resistance to American chestnut blight is when you have a bunch of American chestnut trees. A bunch of them have been wiped out by the chestnut blight. But over time, some trees start to form some tolerance, some resistance to the blight. After many years, you start to see some fight back against the blight. You start to see the tree not being affected as much. And some people believe there's not American chestnut trees in the wild. I've seen that in my comment section saying that's not an American chestnut just because they're kind of in denial. But like the point I'm trying to make is just like how you have COVID, for example, where with COVID, it really died down after most people caught the virus. You had herd immunity at that point where people were less susceptible to the virus after being around it for so long. Yes, it's definitely different obviously with trees, but it's kind of similar. It's kind of similar in a way. But yeah, like with herd immunity, we have natural resistance. Just the trees dealing with the blight for so many years, and over time, the trees are just becoming more used to it. Not all of them, of course. It's rare. It's still very rare for an American chestnut tree to have resistance. But at the same time, we're starting to see more and more American chestnut trees being found that have some kind of tolerance to the blight. Just like with our breeding program, I'm taking the ones that we have found. And yes, of course, they're not immune to the blight. They could still die at any time of the blight, but they definitely have some kind of tolerance in them. And maybe that tolerance is only up to a certain age, and their offspring may not have any tolerance. You don't know. It's kind of like an apple seed. Everyone's different. Every seed from an apple has its own different characteristics of how the tree's going to be. Obviously, it's still an apple, though, but I think you get the point. But just like that, it's a very interesting topic, and I know people are interested in it. But that is the way I believe you can save the American chestnut tree, is through natural resistance. And yes, I had a video where I kind of bashed the American Chestnut Foundation. Now, I want to say the American Chestnut Foundation's done a lot of good research and accomplished a lot of great things. But at the same time, they put their focus in the wrong place. Instead of trying to back cross for all these years, if they would have been focusing on natural immunity, we would have a solution to the chestnut blight by now. We would be much closer to having the American chestnut back in the woods. If not, it would already be back. Obviously, it's going to take years to grow throughout Appalachia again. But at the same time, we have got ourselves in a point now where we need to change course and focus more on natural immunity versus back crossing, because I haven't seen really any evidence that back crossing is working. I can't even find a picture of a back crossed American chestnut tree that's even big or growing straight. I don't know if they even exist. I obviously don't have the inside scoop, and I don't know like all the information about it, but it just seems like they're not able to accomplish what they've set out to do. If that makes sense to you guys. I don't see how back crossing is working. And we obviously hit a dead end with the Darling 58. We all had our hopes up for it. At this point, I think we need to not focus on like genetic modifying. I'm not against it, but at the same time, I think we can come up with a natural solution by just breeding surviving American chestnut trees that seem to have blight tolerance, resistance, whatever you want to say. when it comes to that again, sorry. When it comes to that again, the blight tolerance. When it comes to the blight tolerance, like we can have some unique ways to pollinate the trees. I was told by someone from the American Chestnut Foundation when I asked if they could pollinate our American chestnut tree. They were like, there's really no way to get a truck in there, and basically that was it. They weren't really interested or anything. But like, I mean, you could have a drone. There's drones with like a grab thumb. You could drop pollen on it or something. Like, we gotta have more unique ways of accomplishing things, rather than just giving up and saying it's not possible. I mean, it would be much more feasible, instead of cutting a road, to just bring a drone up there and just drop pollen on the tree. Now, would that be feasible? I'm not really exactly sure, but it's just an idea of mine. Another thing I want to touch on when it comes to the chestnut blight and like the kind of opinions around it. The chestnut blight can even kill Chinese chestnuts, depending on like bad conditions. Let's say the tree has a wound, or if it's like a really bad cold snap. Chinese chestnuts, hybrid chestnuts, Japanese chestnuts can die of blight just as well, because like if the tree's weakened, the blight thing can take hold. So no tree is really immune to chestnut blight. But at the same time, we can get to a point where the American chestnut tree can grow without being completely affected by the blight. So that's just a point where we can get at if we work hard. Now, will my little program I'm going to do ever really completely solve this issue? No. I'm not saying it will. I'm just going to be I want to be a puzzle piece. I want to be a puzzle piece in the puzzle to saving the American chestnut tree. It's a tree I'm really interested in. I mean, it's like a straight growth tree, rot resistant, a plentiful food source for animals. Losing it was an American tragedy. And I mean, it should be taught in schools, but it's not. There's just so much good that can come out of that tree. Fast growing, grows in different conditions like rocky. Like, it's just a really big piece of the environment here that we lost. And it would be amazing to just see it back once more. And is it possible? Yes, it's possible. We just got to keep working. And I want you guys to get out there and look for American chestnut trees. Now, some people will say they have an American chestnut tree and they don't. A lot of people claim they have an American chestnut tree. And I will say a lot of these people are wrong. They have a hybrid, or they don't have an American chestnut tree. It's some kind of other type of chestnut. People do that all the time. And a lot of people try to do that with me. They're like, no, that can't be an American chestnut. They're gone. It has to be a hybrid. And it's like, no, there's still American chestnut trees out there. But a lot of people are just in denial because they think they're all gone. But the American chestnut tree is not gone. It's technically functionally extinct, or close to it. Just, the reason it's really functionally extinct because the trees that are mature, the moment the nuts hit the ground, they either get eaten by a squirrel, a bear, or a deer, or any other animal, or they get worms in them and they can't grow anymore. That's really why they're functionally extinct, because there are definitely pockets of American chestnut trees out there. They're just not really able to produce and spread because of the animal pressure as well as the bug pressure. And another thing I'm really wondering is, this is kind of off topic, but I'm wondering how when American chestnuts used to fall to the ground, and they used to say they picked up wheelbarrows of them and sold them and bags of them, how exactly did they not have them full of worms? That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if these worms are like newly introduced or something of that sort, because it's a very fascinating topic. Just trying to look into that, just that little aspect of it. Now back to what I was saying. The way to save the American chestnut tree, I believe 100%, is through natural resistance. And that means breeding the offspring of naturally surviving American chestnut trees until you until you get the outcome you want. That's really the way to go about it. And that's basically the way to go about it. You don't want to just get a gene pool of trees from around the same area. You want to get some genes from here. So like right now what I'm doing, I said I was buying from Kentucky. And I have ones from here from Pennsylvania. But I also want to reach out and get more genetics from other places too. So eventually, maybe one day I'll start hunting for more American chestnut trees in the woods. Possible, yes. Or just have you guys do it for me. And eventually I'd like to do that. Another thing I'd like to do would be you guys make videos of the American chestnut trees you find. And I make a video, like I do the intro and outro, but I show your guys, like, we'll have like an American chestnut showcase Wednesday or something where I show an American chestnut someone found or something like that. I think that would be a really cool series to do because I'm only one person with a full-time job. So I can't exactly go in the woods every day and look, but I know a lot of my fans are probably retired or others have more time than me. So like just getting help with that would really help. But guys, we've covered a lot in this video, and I hope I didn't like ramble too much. I hope you guys found it interesting. Hope you don't mind the blue under this. I had to put a hoodie on. I was gonna just wear this hoodie, but then I walked out and I was like, way too cold. So I put my fake leather on and went out. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. We can save the American chestnut tree. We just have to change course and do it the right way. And the right way is through natural resistance. I forgot one thing. Now, there is I don't know if it's a fungus or bacteria that attacks the blight. Attacks the chestnut blight. But it's been found to lower the intensity of the chestnut blight, allowing American chestnut trees to grow and not be affected as much. Now, I've seen a few different articles about how it's not really effective in America, and then other articles how, it's successful. So, obviously, more research needs to be done on that. But that could also be another avenue to help us, is that chestnut blight. So, maybe something with that. The guy I get chestnuts from, his orchard, he believes he may already have that in there because he's not having too much problems with blight. So that's basically, we've covered everything now, and I don't think there's anything left I have to ramble on about, but I think that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching Yankee Valley Outdoors. It's nice to come out here and make another video and to just see you guys' comments. I love reading the comments, and even if I don't respond immediately, they mean a lot to me. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Don't forget to drop a like on this video, hit that notification bell, and subscribe for more content. Share the video if you enjoyed it, and if not, that's okay too. All right, guys, as always, don't forget to keep it electrified. I'll see y'all later.